Hi, everybody. How are you all? Let's just wait for a little more people to join. But how are you, everybody?
Yo, what's good? Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Rockstar. How are you doing today?
Doing good. How you guys doing?
We're doing fine. We're doing fine. Okay, yes. So,
Hey guys, hi everyone. That's Vadim from Boss Fighters. Glad to see you on our Twitter Spaces. It's gonna be exciting.
let's go. Yes, so right now we have the four projects right here with us. Hi, everybody. My name is Rodrigo, aka Trinkster, right here in the NFT space, and I'll be your host for the day. I'm hoping everybody is doing good. Because of the prices that we're seeing today in this bear market. Kind of today, like woke up a couple of hours ago and had a little downsides in my portfolio, but it's all right. It's all good.
Hey, it's discounts. Discount
Yeah,
shopping everywhere.
exactly. That's the
Yeah,
mentality.
that's the mentality.
I'm gl-
Completely agree.
I'm glad
Completely
I'm
agree.
glad we all think the same. I'm glad we all think the same. So right now, we're just waiting for ev.io. But in the meantime, as they start, if everybody is okay with it, we have the majority, four of the five projects that will join us today: Boss Fighters, Final Frontier, Darley Go, and Roguestar as well. We will talk today a little bit about gaming, NFT, and the Solana blockchain, but we can wait just a little bit until ev.io comes in and just chill right now and have a little calm conversations because, yeah, they will join in like 2 3 minutes, but it's okay. No, there's no rush in here.
No, we vibing, we chilling, and of course with the Twitter Spaces algorithm now, it takes longer for like people to see that a Spaces is live,
Exactly.
and I just might have a few blue check mark special guests coming in the room today.
Whoa! I like what I'm hearing. Could you give us a little tease, my man?
Um, one of them is an actress. We may have a couple Olympic athletes that peek their head in the door.
Whoa!
So we'll see. I've there's one right there. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Ryan Bevington, one of the best rugby players in Europe to ever do it.
Whoa! Like you just surprised us all, bro.
Yeah, you know, Ardo's always got something up his sleeves.
I like that. I like that. Uh, how, Ryan? It's really nice to have you here with us. It's an honor and pleasure. I myself, I'm not that big of a rugby fan, but I live in Mexico, so that's not like a very popular sport in here. But I've seen it a couple of times, and I'm really glad and enjoy that you're here with us. That's awesome, bro. You guys in Final Frontier are killing it with it.
Look,
You
I
know
tell
what
them
I
all the
like?
time.
You know
I
what
tell
I
them
like
all the
about
time.
Twitter Spaces?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's
Mm,
you meet so many amazing people, and
yes, yeah,
I have a talk with him all the time, and I tell him, look, I salute you for what you do because
For
I don't
sure.
have the mentality to let somebody hit me like that. We would have to fight in the parking lot.
I get you. I get you as well. That that's tough to have that as a daily job, and that's a tough mentality, as you said. Like, props and respect to that as well. Okay, so okay, I think ev.io is here. But yeah, I think right now we can start. And in the meantime, they will join. I think they were just right in here, and yeah, we're good. Okay, everybody. It seems like we're good to go. My name is Rodrigo, again, aka Trinkster in the NFT space, and I will be your host for the evening. Today, we will talk about a little bit about gaming inside of the NFT space, especially inside of the Solana blockchain. We have here some amazing projects right now. Our organizers, boss fighters. Then we have as our guests as well. We have Final Frontier, we have Darly Go, we have Roguestar, and we have Goodside, who is the speaker from the EV.io. And we have all of you guys here. So I wanted to welcome all of you and just first ask you, how are you all doing today in this bear market?
Hi guys, this is Alvin from Dolly Go. Um, yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay during this bear market. I think it's like what you guys said is at discount.
Exactly.
Everything's on discount. Yep.
Hey, are we good?
Yo,
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can hear you,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
How are you?
Awesome. Great to be here. Thanks for having us.
We're glad to have you all. We're glad to have you here. Roguestar, how are you?
Doing great, bro. I love the bear market. It's great. When prices go down in the grocery store, I've never complained in my life. So I'm enjoying it. I think it makes things more interesting and it's gonna force a lot of projects to really evolve and make some really awesome stuff. So I'm pumped whether the market's up or down because it's gonna be exciting either way.
Yeah, you know it. You know it, my man.
Same thing here. Actually, I'm enjoying this bear market because it reveals a lot of things in the market. It reveals the true nature of the projects and reveals the nature of investors. And I personally very touched and I'm amazed of the investors that we have in our project, true diamond hands. So many whales in our community uh, after the recent NFT mint. So actually, this is a very good sign, and I'm very bullish.
Glad to hear that, Vadim. Glad to hear that, my man. So, just to start right now, as we have our organizers here, boss fighters, I would like to just ask you first. I like we had to yesterday the route is revealed. How did that go? I wanted to ask you how did the community responded to their revealing NFTs, and how's the status on the project right now?
Right, right. Yeah, yesterday was a reveal of Rowdies, Boss Fighter Rowdies. It is the first Genesis collection for the Boss Fighters VR gaming show on Solana. We launched the mint a week ago on Fractal. Um, Rockstar, you launched right after us. Uh, I'm willing to hear how it went for you. But yeah, and we held a bit before reveal because we wanted our community to be excited about the characters. We set everything up in advance. Uh, so yeah, the review happened, I think, very smooth. But the problem, because our characters are vertical images, most marketplaces are not very well equipped to handle vertical images.
Okay.
So we're figuring right now with the community what is the best course of action. So probably we'll re-upload the images as portraits, and then on Boss Fighters Hub, where our staking platform will be made, you can just download the full body render of the character. Uh, so I think that's the best solution. So the mint went pretty well, especially the market conditions that we are right now. And as we all know, all speakers that here in this Twitter spaces, we all know that public tends not to show for the mint these days because basically everyone, and especially day trader NFTs, they kind of waiting for something until the bull run starts. And I think that's a really good situation to see what are the real investors in the project. And we minted like 1,200 NFTs, and
the listing is just below like 8 or maybe 9% of the whole supply. So we
That's
have a
good.
lot of diamond hands. We have a lot of diamond hands. We have guilds that minted NFTs, and this shows who's actually into the project for real, not for a quick flip, but a long-term investors. And with this kind of community, we can build safely. We can rely on the support of this community, and we can deliver on the roadmap. So I think overall it went pretty well given the current participation. So I spoke with Fractal just yesterday, and they told me that there was a project with a free mint, and it was a struggle just to mint
Really?
the free mint. Right, right. It was a struggle to force people click the button for the free mint on
Whoa.
Solana. So that's how bad the
That's
market is for the NFTs right now. For the especially for the right now we are in the meta, maybe not for the gaming, but that's not a problem at all because everything shifts very quickly, especially PFP projects. The time goes twice as fast here. But we have built in some very big and exciting games and players and investors. That what matters a lot. So what we need to focus right now, we need to reward our investors, and we need to bear together and endure together until the next bull run comes, which comes inevitably. And actually, if you look at the charts, uh, bear market never lasts too long. It might feel that
no,
it lasts very long, but actually, bear markets never last for long periods. So
no, no. Of course not.
So overall, we're doing great. We did a first phase reveal, and now we're gonna do an airdrop for those for the wallets that are eligible for the airdrop on pre-sale and public sale. Then we're gonna do a second round of reveal, and then, as the community decided, we will burn the remaining supply and we'll decrease the supply even further. And because this is a kind of an infrastructure play for our investors, these NFTs they open up keys to the earning potential in the free-to-play game. Essentially, this is a really great deal for our investors because you will be able to use these NFTs later when the alpha comes out, when the game comes out. Yeah, overall, that's our strategy for the coming weeks. There will be another round of airdrops and a round of reveals. We'll be sharing more things from the game. The game development goes just as planned. We showed the lobby, the characters. Can't wait to show you what the characters actually can do in the game. And we have plenty of footage on the YouTube, on Twitter, how the game looks, but there is a lot more to discover. So we just don't want to spoil you.
I like that, and I like what I'm hearing. And I also saw Vadim a tweet from you or from Boss Fighters 2 hours ago that you were announcing a partnership with Cryptopia. It's that's true, right?
Yeah, yeah. So this is a community VC, and I really like community VCs because uh, for those investors who are following us closely, they all know that we mostly backed by the community of diamond hand investors. So our initial seed raise was made on the Launchpool platform, Launchpool Incubator. It is the early investment platform, and so people invested. So we raised like 200K from the for the seed
Whoa.
for the pre-seed round. It was in January, and nobody complains that they're not getting instant returns. So it's not,
No,
and
of course
I'm
not.
really proud. Yeah, I'm really proud of the investors that we're getting. And the same we see the same thing in the NFT mint. So we actually got the real diamond hand investors into our NFT mint. Um, so I really like this kind of community approach, and that's what we stated from the very first day of the emergence of our project. It is a community first project, and we are backed by the community. And community basically backs us more than some other VCs. So this is a really good spot to be in, and that's what we uh, betting on. We're betting on our diamonds hand community that really understands the value of the project that we're trying to build because it's a huge project. It is a unique project, and I love uh, I love that we have so much support right now.
I like that, and yes, as you said, I imagine that because I don't know about all of you, but I myself, before I started to invest in crypto, I started to invest in like real stocks and companies because my like a lot of my friends work in the Mexican, so to say, Wall Street, and we know that things get it takes time, and but people here in the NFT space and the crypto, and as you said, are pretty greedy and want like instant returns. And we know that's not possible in every situation. So I'm really glad, like as you said, you have those diamond hands inside of your community who are aware that things take time and are aware of the conditions that we are right now, but are pretty okay with just holding and enjoying the ride just because they know that this is, as you said, a long term project based on what they think, what the community thinks. And just by doing so, I think we're all in good hands. And let's just ride, just enjoy. I mean, this ride and just chill with us. Props, like really, congrats to that, man.
Thank you.
Uh,
Thank
and right now, yes, let's start with Final Frontier, my man. Tell us a little bit more about your project, what the status and the gaming is, how the community is reacting to it. Please share it with us.
Yes, yes. So Final Frontier is a professional gaming guild and DAO. And the way we're structured, instead of just having that traditional, um, we just have members and we all just play one game, we're actually very structured. So we have teams, right? So there's a
Yes.
team that's going to play boss fighters. There's a team that's going to play Star Atlas. There's a team for Rogue Star. And so they have their own chats that they can speak in, that they can stream in. We
That's
have a
dope.
team we have a team that's in EV.io making the leaderboards. They're participating in the tournaments. Moon Man, one of our pro gamers, did a 24-hour stream of EV.io.
Whoa,
Um,
what?
Oh yeah. So this is the dedication that Final Frontier members have. We've got all sorts of partners. We introduced all-in-one hub of a website in which you can visit the white paper, our magazines, the market. You can chart tokens right there from our page, as well as watch our streamers on their bio. So if you go to Moonman's bio, you can actually watch him streaming from Twitch without ever visiting Twitch. Outside of that, we do have our Operation Create Change. And so our goal is to unite people and create change through gaming and show them that there are better ways instead of paying to play, but you can play to earn or play and earn all while having a great time. And so we do have packages for Rogue Star. We have packages for Boss Fighters. We have packages for Star Atlas. We have so much dedication to EV.io, and we are designed to be hybrid, to also play some traditional games. I played World of Warcraft professionally, and we are building a team to be able to bring gamers into this blockchain space because WoW has a community of millions, and a lot of them know nothing about this space yet. And so we intend to make this space grow by being the window to show people the way in into the blockchain gaming space.
Whoa, that's a lot, bro. Uh, that's really a lot. What you just said. Like, I was kind of hoping, uh, just a little intro, but man, that was quite the intro. Like, congrats, and I I am really really stoked and because like the first time when entered your Twitter account, I saw something that really amazed me and that really shows your dedication not just to the community but to, as you said, to have a integration of everybody coming and to the NFT space based on gaming. And here, if it's okay, I wanted to talk a little bit about the female vision and the female empowerment that you have inside of your project, because as we know, this is a space where the majority of the people are men, and we see the whole entire time in the discourse and the chats, hey bro, hey bro, hey bro. But we never think that the other person could not be a man. So just to have you to have that female side and the perspective of the female empowerment inside of metaverse, that's amazing. And I wanted to ask you, how many women are working in your project right now, and how is the female community inside your project reacting to all the amazing things that you just told us? Because the integration, as you said, of everybody coming into the space based on gaming, that's amazing. But to have that as well combined with the female empowerment, that's something for the long term.
Yeah, so all of us in this room have mothers, right?
Yes.
And so there's no greater essence than that of a woman, which gives life. We actually have a few of uh, our women advocates in the room right now, Miss Mish and Nasim, great,
Welcome.
great advocates for us. And so my goal with Meta Power was being able to see that there were a lot of female gamers in the space, or just female investors,
Yes.
but they faced all sorts of maltreatment, because there is the stigma of, boys play games, girls play with
Exactly.
Barbie, right? And so we don't allow that in the final frontier. We have a community of equality, um, and so when you look around the world, right, because the blockchain gaming space is not just localized. Um, there isn't equality in some of these nations, right? Some of these nations, these women don't have the right to speak outside of the home. They don't have the right to game with men. They don't have the right to talk about decentralization and financial freedom, or to share their stories or their artwork locally. They don't have that. But MetaPower gives them that. And so we've protected it in that it can't be taken from them. And their stories, their artwork, their passions, their interviews are all in there, unedited, right? It's the raw version of them that we put out there to the world, and they have a chance to empower each other. So in our first edition, the cover was Olympic bronze medalist in soccer, Lauren Sesselman. We
Yes.
introduced um, we introduced a sports agent. We introduced an artist from Marvel and DC, and she also worked with um, with My Little Ponies and Care Bears, Agnes Garbaska. Um, we introduced Cami Williams from New Hollywood, which is an experience in where everyone's story matters. And so you have an opportunity to turn your story into an NFT and market that. So you don't have the money to make a book about your story? Well, New Hollywood changes the game. So these are the partnerships we're forming. And then also we linked up with the Sports Initiative to help our women's initiative. And so a few months ago, we had a Women's Week where every day we did something dedicated to the women of the space, to uplift them, to gather them so they could empower each other, but also give back to the women community. And just prior to that, we dropped the mic by doing over a $30,000 NFT giveaway, and the recipient was an Afghanistan refugee. She's now in college, and she's able to take care of her family. This is the power that gaming gives Final Frontier.
Whoa, bro! I just got goosebumps of your speech, and I couldn't agree more. And also because I'm from Mexico, and as you said, in the whole world, women they sadly do not have the exact same voice or aren't heard as we men. And coming from a place, well, where if I could, if I tell you that this is no jokes, daily, like just daily, 10 women get killed just by because of being women, and having a sister and a mother, and seeing what you're doing to mm, just to include everyone, because this is a space where it needs to be way more inclusive, and to not just that but to reward them for all their work and their vision inside of the space, because they're they see things that we do not, and we we must all work together because we're all just humans, and that's just the mentality that in my way we should all have. So it's really amazing what you're doing, man. I just can't say anything else than congrats, and I will surely be paying way more attention to your project because of just of how you sound in like encouraged of bringing way more, not just people but women, but aware people that are aware of the situation that we are right now and the things that we must do to have a way better shift to a way better future. So thanks for sharing that with us, man. That's amazing. And to all the women who are inside of this space, if you like, right now we will come to a part where all of you, please, if you want to share your thoughts, speak up. Please, this is a space for everyone. So we will come to that. Thanks for your thoughts, man. I really liked it. Then we have as well Darly Go. Please, how are you all doing? Could you please share with us a little bit more about the first myth-based NFT horse racing on Solana? Because the only one I knew, and I think we could all agree, was the first one, Set Run. But please tell us a little bit more about your project, the gaming development, and how's the community status doing right now.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us here tonight. I mean, today. Depends on where you are. um, yeah. I mean, we we Dolly Go is the first myth um, theme or based mythical based horse racing game on Solana. We kickstarted the whole project back in September last year. We also joined the Solana Hackathon back in October, where we won the Community Choice Award. Since then, there are so many major events that we have achieved so far. The NFT sales, IDO, seed round, racing, and also we actually recently just launched our closed beta last Friday. So there are we launched at currently we only launched it for our early supporters, and there are about like 900 of them right now, playing the game every single day since last Friday. Um, and I think like there's one race every 30 seconds or something last time I checked. And 24/7 is pretty amazing number.
Whoa, that's a
Uh,
lot.
yeah, I mean it's close beta, and we have also received a lot of requests to come join the game. But we've been still really improving the game mechanism, and especially building on a new platform. For example, Solana. It's quite challenging too. Um, you know, Although it's fast, compared with other chain, for example, like Polygon, Ethereum or Avalanche. But there's always some pros and cons for each of the chain.
Yeah, for
So we
sure.
kind of did some trade off recently. We what we did right the second we released the closed beta was for every single race record, from joining, for putting your horses into the race, the race results and everything. We kind of put everything up on chain, um, which we kind of didn't really expect this the instability of Solana mainnet. So it took,
Okay.
yeah, it took super long for for complete, just for one race. For example, like some of our players horses got stuck for like hours between racings. um, so what we did today is we kind of rewrite the smart contract and move some of the racing activities off chain, which kind of expedite the whole process, um, in a like much better way. So, um, but I think it's okay. I mean, for Solana, they definitely have been doing a great job and still really improving the infrastructure every single day. Um, and yeah, I mean, everything's been going really awesome.
I like that. I like what I'm hearing. And could you tell us, like, well, for example, the only like gaming, like racing, like horse gaming racing project that I knew was Set Run. Could you tell us like a little bit of the differences that you guys could have apart from being in different blockchains?
Absolutely. So Zet Run is actually a game that inspired us to do Dolly Go. Um,
Yes.
Me myself, as the founder of the projects, I like before kickstarting the projects, I was actually trading real life horses around the world. Um,
That's dope.
yeah, yeah. I grew up watching a lot of horse racing events. My family's own a few horses in UK, Hong Kong. So that's kind of what I was doing too. I was like mainly buying horses from the UK and trade it, around the world, between Singapore, Hong Kong, South Korea, and also Japan too. um, and I've always such a great fans of horse racing, but I play, like, I grew up playing a lot of different horse racing games. But one thing that I kind of one thing that I always have it in mind is that, like, doesn't matter how how good your horses perform in the game or how much money they earn for you, it's kind of still nothing in real life,
Yeah.
right? Like you can't really monetize the game money. And like early last year, after seeing what Zetrun has introduced to the world, like how they combined NFT, the technology of NFT, or the concept of it, into the horse racing game mechanism, we think it's kind of a perfect fit, because in real life
Okay.
this is how it works too. Like, probably not too many people know that, the really the the part that the horse can make the most money for its owner is actually on, the breeding side, not really the racing part. um and some of the horse can brings, like, talking about like millions of dollars for its owner every single year for like 20 or 25 years straight, just for breeding. And this is pretty much, the same mechanism of most of the NFT game here. um, so yeah, I think that's a really perfect fit. So that's kind of what inspired us, inspired us to do. um, but if um, what we're doing a little bit differently from Zetrun is that, in Zetrun you have to pay, you have to pay a little small entry fees for entering
Yes.
each of the races, right?
Yeah,
uh,
and depending on how much you paid to entry, it depends on also how much you could win. Yes.
Correct. Yes, I mean, I think that's a really great idea too. Some people like that, and that's kind of the might be another features that we're gonna introduce in as the game gets more mature. But for now, it's actually free to race here in Dolly Go, as long
That's
as you
good.
yeah, as long as you have a horse, our NFT horse, you can race for free. The top three winners get the tokens. They get a tokens reward. And um, of course, we have breeding, we have also training as well, where players can really spend time in training their horses, maximize their horses' skill sets and ability, to boost up the whole chance against when racing against other horses. So that's kind of what we are about for now. Um, and yeah, I mean, Zetron has definitely done an amazing job, and that's what inspires us to do too.
Sick. Like glad to hear that. And also it's amazing, as you said. It's free to race as long as you have a NFT horse from it. And uh l- l- like like you said, you get rewarded or compensated if you win the race via like a token. And does your token have an LP where you can trade it for USDC or another coin for you to get a little bit more of liquidity, or
Yeah,
will that come in the future?
yes, it does. It's already on available on Radium right now. You can switch it back to USDC.
That's good. That's good because like for a lot of newcomers who join your project, I think this will be a turning like a really a point where they decide if they join or not based on if they could swap it to get more liquidity for them to use it to whatever they wanted to.
Yeah, absolutely. They can already do it. I mean, um, and well, actually, there's a 15 days lockup period. So for
Okay,
what you earn from day one that you earn a token, it will be locked in your wallet for 15 days before you can swap it on the marketplace. But yeah, after that you can absolutely use it for other in-game features, as for example breeding, training, or even in our marketplace, in-house marketplace, or definitely you can swap it to USDC or whatever you want.
that's good. That's good to know. I will definitely keep up well, like way more attention to your project because like I said, the only horse racing project that I knew was Set Run. But I really liked what you told us, and I just pinned a tweet here for everyone so they can see how the game looks, like how it actually looks, so everyone can learn more about it. Then we also have here with us Roguestar. How are you guys? I know that you just minted exactly a week ago from today, and I wanted to ask you how did that go, and also could you tell us a little bit more about a Shark Tank event that you have tonight on Savannah?
Yo, what's good, everybody? So yeah, we just had our Star Pass mint. So anyone here unfamiliar with Roguestar, we're a sci-fi MMORPG game. We've already got playable content. We play second in the gaming track for Solana. So we got a lot of things going on. We just did our dope partnership with Final Frontier, which is super awesome. They were talking a little bit about it. And yeah, lots of things to expect. But anyways, yeah, just had the mint with the star passes, and everyone's asking how it went, especially with the market how it is. I'd like to think our game will eventually be in a spot where it's not so dependent on the market because honestly, games are as recession proof as it gets. Like whether market's up, market's down, gamers
Yeah, you
game,
got it
right?
right. Yes.
So we did have the mint, and it actually was pretty surprisingly good. Like, there's a lot of things that surprised us with it. We had our three different tiers of the star passes. There was the Selenium, which was 1 soul, and then the Prometheum, which was 2.5 soul, and then the Hyperiums, which were 25 soul. They each came with different
Ooh,
ship airdrops, and then depending on which one you hold, you get basically a cooler ship, and then there's also a bunch of different airdrops that we're doing for our star pass holders like dice. So if you have any of the star passes, it's one entry. There's 1,000 dice charms that we're giving out, which will actually be like in-game assets that go inside the cockpit. I think we put a teaser on it somewhere on our Twitter, so maybe you can find it there. But um,
yes.
they
I
look pretty
saw it.
dope.
I saw it too. Right.
Yeah. The dice are pretty cool, and then we also gave out like a bunch of like postcard NFTs. We wanted to use them as our whitelist tokens, but just the way Candy Machine worked and the way that we were doing stuff with fractals just wasn't possible. So now we just have a bunch of these collectible postcard NFTs, which we're going to be implementing in the game as well. They're also going to be like in-game assets. They're cool customizables that you can, trade or hang up on your wall or put in your cockpit. I don't know if you ever seen those World War II photos of the aircraft where they have the nice little
Yes.
cards there. But yeah, a lot of the partnerships that we've done some like they've done some art for us that we like to show off, and they look pretty cool too. So the surprising thing about the mint was the Hyperiums sold out in like for the private sale, they sold out in like 2 minutes, and these things are like 25
2
soul a piece.
minutes.
2 minutes.
Whoa. And
And I was
how many were those? Like
so
yes.
yeah. So there was so for the private sale there was 30 Hyperiums, and then for public we did 20. All of them sold out, and that was the most surprising part of the mint. And I don't know, I'm not like, it was obviously a very great thing, and we're very happy about it. And our Hyperion holders, man, those guys are some OGs. Like, they're definitely OGs. They're incredibly difficult to get now because they're I guess undersupplied. I don't know, but no one's listing them. Like, they're incredibly difficult to get. They've doubled in floor price, but it's awesome too because the people who hold the Hyperion passes, like, not only are they going to be able, they're going to be able to get a bunch of tokens when we start dropping. We're gonna have the Nova tokens. So they're gonna have a bunch of premium currency to help bootstrap their start into the game, and it also comes with the capital ship. And it's such a behemoth, like it couldn't even fit on the Star Pass if you guys have seen it. But some of the cool things that are great with it is, first of all, it's awesome for guilds. So if you're a guild, you definitely are gonna want a Hyperion Star Pass. I believe Final Frontier has one, and they're gonna have a lot of fun with it because you're gonna be able to like have like they're not just ships that you man with one person. Like it really takes a team to man these things. So you're gonna have multiple people in different positions. You're gonna have a pilot. You're gonna have some gunners. You're gonna have some navigators, and then just people hanging out in there as you embark on your space journeys and go across different planets. And it's gonna be a really awesome experience. But then we also have the Prometheums, which I think only 25 were left after the mint. I think there's 500 of those in total. Only 25 were left, and we burned the remaining supply. So the Prometheums are pretty dope. They come with a really awesome ship as well. They come with a bunch of tokens, and also grants access to the private spaces that we'll be having as well. And then there's the Selenium ones, which are awesome for anyone looking for a base entry into the game. And first of all, let me say the game is free to play. Like, you don't need an NFT to play the game. But
That's
the
dope.
NFT is, yeah, because we want this to be as accessible as possible. And for those who are not as familiar, the whole mission of Roguestar is, I mean, it's not the whole mission, but like we're trying to be a very accessible game. Like, we don't want this to be a game that you can only access with an NFT or putting any paywalls or anything like that. We want as many people to play as possible. And we've even gone so far to not even just limit it to NFT gamers. Like, we want traditional gamers to be playing this game. We've done things like you can log into the game with a traditional login. You don't have to know anything about creating wallets or managing crypto. We've partnered with Stardust, who helps us do all of that. So you log into the game, it creates a Stardust wallet for you, and you're able to own, which is the most important part about it, really. So you're able to own all of your in-game assets without any of the hassle of, oh, what's this NFT thing or whatever. Everything's going to feel like an in-game asset to you. And if you're more crypto advanced, then of course you can log in with your crypto wallet. You can transfer stuff to your own personal wallet. But for most gamers, they don't really care about the tech. They just want to play an awesome game, and we're giving them this ability to own all of their assets, which is pretty dope. And we're even doing stuff with credit card integration, so you don't even have to worry about buying or selling crypto. We're going to be very
Whoa.
chain agnostic. Yeah, we're going to have credit card integration. We've partnered with Crossmint for that. They're pretty dope with that. And even our Nova tokens and stuff like that will be purchasable with the credit card, because we're not trying to lock people out of this space. Like, the Web3 tech is great, but we don't have to keep the traditional barriers that are there. We can lower these barriers and make it so that we can open up Web3 gaming to over 3 billion gamers. I mean, literally almost half the world is a gamer. And at some point,
Yes.
I mean, for real. And there's only about 5 million NFT gamers right now. And why would we make a game only for these 5 million NFT gamers? We're making something much bigger than that. We're really trying to make this evergreen type game, long-term sustainability. And we want people to come for the fun first. So people are going to have a lot of fun playing Roguestar, whether you're an NFT gamer or you're a traditional gamer. You're going to log on to Roguestar and have a lot of fun with your friends, which is honestly what's most important to us. Is we want people to have fun playing this game, and the earning elements are all bonuses, and the ownership stuff is all bonus. That's what Web3 tech does the best, but we don't need to lock people out because of it. So we're all working towards that stuff. And the coolest thing that we have upcoming now is the social space. Like I said, we're leading with playable content. So you can start playing Roguestar right now. We have our combat demo out. We have a racing demo out. If you go to roguestar.net, you can download the game and play it. It's not some sketchy zip file. It's actually a patch kit installer. The only thing is we haven't signed the installer. So it might give you some kind of warning, but it's completely safe. We have tons of people playing it. We even did the tournament. I don't know if anyone here participated in the tournament. We had like how many? It was like 20 or 30 soul. It was like a 30 soul prize pool, and we gave away some NFTs as well. We had a huge turnout for that, which was super fun. And we are going to do many more tournaments. We're working one with Fractals right now to do a Fractals tournament with Roguestar, which will be pretty
That's
awesome.
good.
Um, so all that stuff's in the pipeline. And then what I really wanted to talk about, the social space is upcoming, and the biggest
Tell
thing
us
that we're
about it.
doing. Yeah. I need to share. I need to pin a tweet about it, so you guys can see it. There's a really cool video that's going to show you what it's going to look like. Actually, there's two really cool things with it. First thing is it's going to be multiplayer, and it's going to be like a multiplayer space where you get to hang out with your party before you embark on like space missions and stuff. And it's going to be your own personal space where you can customize it. You can hang up NFTs on the wall. But the cool thing is it's interoperable. So we were able to bring like in-game assets from other cool projects that we partnered with and bring them into Roguestar, which a lot of people talk about interoperability. It's hard, but it's possible, and we're really leading that charge in that interoperable space. And what's going to be really cool is you're going to have customizable avatars. So you're going to be able to create your PFP basically, but it's also an avatar in the game that you get to just have fun with, right? And we're doing,
Yes.
yeah, and there's going to be some cool stuff around the customizations in terms of like they're going to be very customizable. So I just pinned a video that kind of shows kind of like what it looks like. Now, obviously, it's still in its early stages. This is it's not publicly available yet because we're still fine tuning it and tweaking it. But this is something that we're aiming for this coming month, and it's going to be a lot of fun. And we're constantly building off of these things. Like everything we put out there is just another step in the right direction towards building out our alpha of the game. So yeah, check out the video. It's really cool, and it shows you a lot of things you can do. There might be some NFTs you recognize there, and they're not just JPEGs. They're actually NFTs that us or some of our team members hold that they're like, let's display in the game. And if you scroll enough through our Twitter, you'll see we actually put like an anybody's avatar in the game and stuff like that. And we're gonna do some cool partnership stuff with them and also with some music platforms as well to get some awesome NFT music in the game. A lot of cool things that we can do with interoperability within Roguestar as we build out this game. So I'll stop talking now, but a lot of stuff to
I
look
said
forward to,
I
I guess.
said something was coming, but a lot of times people don't believe it because they've been so scammed or rugged. But and there's a lot more than that. Oh, I even have secrets for Roguestar.
That's dope. And bro, like everything that you just told us, was this planned before you guys launched it, or how have you been acting as long as everything develops? Do you have like a plan to that you're sticking with it, or if you see something, you just adapt to it? Because you just told us a lot of things, and I'm very curious if that was like the starting vision that you had since day zero, or how has all these new ideas and integrations that you are just telling us, how did they all come up to?
Yeah, great question. So we've been planning all of this for quite some time. Like one thing with Roguestars, we have tons of content in the pipeline that we're constantly developing, and that's why the market isn't as scary to us. We can keep building basically. Like we have the developer resources, we have a extremely talented team. And everything that we're putting out there has been planned. We knew that we're going to be putting it out. So well before our mint, we already knew that we were going to be developing our race demo, our combat demo, because we wanted to lead with gameplay, show people that we can really make fun games. And now with the social space, we planned for this after the mint, and we wanted to integrate it with the Star Pass. So if you hold a Star Pass, you'll be able to play the combat demo and earn Nova tokens and use it in the social space as well. Um, so all this stuff is in the pipeline, and if you check out our website roguestar.net, I call it the hype map. So we do have an official roadmap on our white paper, which you can also find on our website as well. And that
Yes,
really
I'm
goes
seeing
into
it right
all
now.
yeah. That stuff that goes into all the nitty gritty stuff. But then for other people, there's also just the hype map, which we've put together, which shows some cool graphics and basically shows you the big stuff that we're building up towards before we launch the alpha of the game. So there's going to be like I think 5 more playable experiences that we're working on that is basically building off one another. So we got the social space coming out, and if you check on the map, there's some more
Ships,
stuff with
guilds,
yeah,
yeah, player
yeah,
versus
yeah, yeah,
player, and then the star bases. Yeah, I see it.
yeah, yeah. You want to read it off for everyone real quick?
Yeah, so like the first step of the roadmap right now, as I'm seeing, and you already done it and checked it. That's the race demo. Right now, you're inside of the second part, which is the combat demo, and then as you were just telling us, the next part or phase that is coming is the social demo, which you just told us a lot about it. Then for the fourth phase comes the ships, then in fifth place, the guilds. Then the player versus player, and then at least the star bases. Could you tell us a little bit more about the star bases because that's what just popped a little like a lot into my eyes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So all of those things they will be coming out, and we're putting out all this content in like in 4 to 6 week intervals, maybe a little bit more. The star bases is what I'm sure everyone's extremely excited about. So well before the star bases, there's going to be tons of playable content. Like you're going to have a lot of fun in Rogue Star even before the alpha of the game drops. And then the star bases are going to be these behemoth areas where you'll be able to organize with your guilds, and they're going to be your own private spaces, and it's going to be kind of like metaverse land, I guess. It's going to be like your own space to do what you want with, and whether you want to make cool outposts or a headquarters or whatever it may be, or docking stations for your ships, anything like that, you'll be able to do with your starbase. And as we get closer to it, we'll be able to release more sneak peeks and some awesome footage of it. But our social space right now is it's looking pretty good. And if you think this looks good, you guys, I mean, just wait till you see what's coming out next, because everything we're putting out is going to be extremely good. I mean, that's just how the only way we do things. If we're not producing the best content, then we're not putting it out.
Bro, what I also really like, and like you said, you want to take the barriers like all the way down for it to be the most accessible game possible and easy to play. And what I really, really like as well is that you not only have a Windows racing demo download, but you can also download a Mac OS version for it because in most of the games that I've been part of. To start off with, they just come with a Windows download demo, but like you are saying, you're taking the barriers down and expanding this to have it also to be playable right now in Mac as well, and also like you said, you're bringing not only crypto to the game but also credit card, so that makes it way more accessible and easy for way more new players to come and join your game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's the whole like we want this to be a super accessible experience. We don't want to lock anyone out because it's supposed to be a fun time, right? It shouldn't be a difficult onboarding process.
Yes.
And a lot of NFT games, struggle with that. Like it's tough to get new players in because they're skeptical of NFTs, they're skeptical of crypto, or they don't understand how it works. So we're like, there's no reason to have these barriers. Let's just remove them, and people can just log into Roguestar and start playing. So that's kind of like the whole idea with it. And another part of it too is like seamless integration. And you'll probably hear me say that a lot. But basically, the whole idea is you should be able to play Roguestar without ever having to realize that, like, or understand the tech behind it. Like, you'll be interacting with
Okay.
NFTs and not even know they're NFTs. It's gonna feel like in-game items, but the only difference now is that what's in your inventory you actually own now. Like that is your stuff to do whatever you want with, and you can take it out of the game, you can leave it in the game, you can sell it, you can trade it, but you're gonna own it now. And I didn't talk a lot about this yet, but like crafting in the game is going to be a super awesome feature. So you'll be able to like build NFTs, I guess, in a way. And I know it
Whoa,
sounds
whoa,
interesting. I mean,
what?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's remember I was talking about how you can customize your avatar. So you'll have
Yes.
customizable PFPs, which I'm super excited about. Not only that, but they're players in the game. Like they're your in-game avatars that I mean, right now they look a little. I mean, they look really good, but we're gonna make them look a lot better. But you'll be able to like the crafting process in the game. It's not just going to be like click on this and wait this long for it to craft. For simple items, it might be like that because it makes sense to quickly craft items. But like for like really awesome high tier items, like there will be I'd imagine there will be some crafting guilds, and they're going to be crafting like the strongest pieces of equipment in the game because it's not just a clicking process. It's an active process of using the right equipment in the game and skill. Like if you ever seen like those crafting simulator games, like smithing games or whatever, where you're actually like forging the weapons, like you're actually hammering it or you're designing it in the game, you'll be able to do that in Roguestar. And there's going to be a lot of skill involved in crafting the best gear in the game, and these will be NFTs that you'll be able to have. You can use them for yourself, or you can list them on the market. But crafting is going to be a huge part of the game, and I'm super excited for that. Like that's going to be a lot of fun because I know there's a lot of crafters out there, and you're going to have it's going to be a new way of crafting in MMOs.
I love, like, bro, that's a lot. You got a lot going on right now.
I love it. I love it.
I like we all here. Please never apologize for speaking too much, bro. Like never. We are all in here to learn way more because we're just in the baby steps. And as we get to learn way more about new games, new projects, new integrations, and as you said it, making it way more accessible for way more gamers and investors to come in this space. That's exactly what we need. So jumping on to another project that we have here as a guest. Um, Good side from ev.io. How are you, bro? Tell us a little bit more about the project that that you have right now. How did your mint go? Because I know that you hear from all of these experiences that we've been hearing. We would like to hear your experiences, your thoughts, and how the community is reacting to your game, and how's the development side part of it as of it's now.
Sure. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm Dave with EVIO. I handle partnerships with EVIO. For those that don't know what EVIO is, if you're on a PC, type in 4 letters into your browser, ev.io, and check us out. We are essentially a play to earn ability shooter, and it's completely free to play, just like Rogue Stars. We're all about lowering the barriers of entry. It's just in the browser. It's completely lightweight, but even though it's lightweight and in the browser, the players aren't losing any game mechanics or experiences. We recently had 2 tournaments, one with Fractal and Community Gaming, and we actually got front page on Twitch, 250 or 260,000 views, and I think that's a
Whoa!
great accomplishment for Web3. And
Congrats!
thank you so much. It was awesome. And we really got to flex our abilities and show how balanced the game is, how fun it is with the in-game abilities that you have. It offers a lot of escapability. So it's not about who sees who first. And if you get shot in the back, you're screwed. If you're getting shot in the back, you can actually teleport out and
Whoa,
basically just
what?
reposition yourself and engage in the fight. Yeah, it's super fun to play. And at the same time, it's super fun to watch. And so as far as the mint goes, yeah, we basically we launched right at the crypto meltdown. It was fun. We did a lot better than we thought we would.
Okay.
There was some NFTs that definitely burned. We sold about 1,500 weapons, about 2,500 character skins. But I think the general consensus is that people are very happy. And you know, in a lot of ways, I think there's some silver linings here. Is that we really want this to be accessible to players, and it's good that we were able to get a lot of these NFTs into the hands of players and people who are going to be part of our economy, as opposed to people who want to just join and flip NFTs, which of course we welcome as well. But we're game before anything, and as far as as far as our game goes, I think that we're it's already out, right? We're not selling our roadmap anymore. We've been in beta for about a year, and in that year, we've done a lot of testing. We've done a lot of improving. We have amassed over 400,000 users that registered to our game, and our game doesn't even require registration. It's completely up to you if you want to sign up. I think it's
That's
a great
good.
onboarding tool for Web3.
Yes.
In the way that we do it is because gamers who don't really care much for NFTs, what we've learned is that when we before launching our mint, what we did was we started giving out whitelist tokens in game. We dropped them inside the game. They spawned into different places in the maps, and if you find one without your wallet connected, it's basically a missed opportunity. And so what we found was gamers who didn't know anything about NFTs or wallets or Web3 essentially didn't want to miss these opportunities. So they started creating wallets so that when they do find a whitelist token, they're able to collect it and put it into their wallet and then figure out what it's all about. So a lot of people learned about Web3 through our game, and I think that's going to be how it's going to be going forward. Um, our game is play to earn, and one thing that I like about this mechanic that we have is that the bear market doesn't really affect us. It doesn't really affect our earnings. It doesn't
That's
affect our
good.
native token because we don't have one. What it does, where the money comes from is actually from advertising and sponsorships. So we have in-game billboards that we sell, and essentially that money that comes in from advertising and sponsorships gets shared with the people who helps us build our economy, um, which doesn't necessarily, we're not affected by the bear market because of that.
I like what I'm hearing, and as you said, right now the bear market isn't affecting you, and you aren't selling a roadmap no more because you can download and play the game as of now. And based of that, could you tell us a little bit more about the team? Because to hear that, well, in my opinion, it seems that you have a very structured and organized team for you to actually bring way more new people into the NFT space, because like you said it, they were not aware of what Web3 was, but because of your game and your team, they're coming and hopping into it. So could you tell us a little bit more about your team, who is part of the process, the investors as well?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're a publicly traded company, so we can't raise in that aspect. We've actually funded ourselves. Our company's been around for 20 years now. It's called addictinggames.com. And if
Yes,
you've been a gamer for a long time,
I
you've
know it.
probably played one of our browser games.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we bring that experience. And the people that are working on EVIO, we're big in the Forge community with Halo. Our game is, yeah, it's actually, when you said earlier, go to evio.com and download. There's no download, it's right in the browser.
Oh
Right when you
wow.
go there, type in ev.io into the browser, and it just loads up the game. There's lots of game modes that we have. We have Battle Royale, Team Deathmatch, and Survival, where you fight off zombie hordes, and you wouldn't believe, what we're able to pack into a browser game. It's ridiculous.
That's so good. And well, for example, for me right now that I'm entering it, I'm seeing it in Spanish. Um, does it
Yep.
out like it automatically detects the language of my computer and just brings it into my language? So
Oh yeah.
that's where. Oh, that's so good. That's the first time that I am actually seeing that, and I'm just playing it right now, bro. That's good.
Yeah, it's great for streaming as well because a lot of people are asking what game is this. And so you drop a link, they click on the link, and literally they get dropped right into the game with you. It's super easy to onboard. It's super easy to play, um, and there's a lot of depth to it as well. If you hit M and you go to your menu, you can see in the abilities you could change basically anything. You change it based on your play style. So if you want to sprint more, if you want to teleport more, or if you want to double or triple jump, you can basically do that. There's tons of weapons that you could choose from: explosives, flash grenades, trip wires, mines. Basically, you could change it to however your play style is.
Whoa! I just got my first kill. This is so good, bro.
Awesome.
Since when have you guys been developing this?
So this has been in development for about a year now. It's been launched, as in beta for a year, and basically our mints was just earlier this month during the meltdown. May 11th was when we minted our first NFTs.
Sick. Like well, for us, well, the whole projects that are right now in here, um, I like that everyone has the same mentality that this bear market isn't a downfall but a upside into looking for a brighter future as of what we're seeing right now with a whole just flipping mentality inside the NFT space and basically Solana as well. And I'm really glad and I enjoy hearing all of you talk with this type of mentality for a brighter future. And as you said, you have been planning this for over a year. So to see this, I don't want to say bad numbers, but opportunities. It's good for you because you bring way more trust into your community, and that's also a great part.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the partnerships that we make and the friends we make along the way as well. You guys giving us an
Exactly.
opportunity to speak, and for instance, Frontier and all of these guys that we get to meet, guilds especially for gaming is super important. And every single day we're basically able to shake hands and meet people who will
Network.
educate and help onboard the next million people to Web3.
Awesome. Yes, Final Frontier, you have your hand up. Please speak.
Yeah, Trinkster. So we definitely have some special guests in attendance. I know Garbett has he stepped away, but he wanted to make sure he was here to support the event. He is one of the heads over at the Sports Initiative, which is also huge in the gaming. Pro athletes, Olympic athletes, um, Stanley Cup champions, Super Bowl champions. Um,
Whoa.
and then also we have Tim Cook, one of the great running backs of the NFL, with his NFT project, and he has people that are huge into gaming. Gaming is a huge pastime for pro athletes, especially after all the travel, after all the practice and competitions. Um, a lot of times their escape is gaming. So, if we could, if
Yes.
Tim is able to speak, um, definitely let's get Tim up here, and and then of course our women's empowerment advocates of Final Frontier, Mish and Nassim, and then we have one of our four horsemen in the room as well, Jeff Weeks, um, and Moon Man is one of our pro gamers that takes part in EV.io. Great project. Thank you so much for giving the community insight into EV.io. And before we wrap up at the very end, I might just release an alpha.
Yes. So, Mish, how are you? Happy to have you here.
Thank you, thank you. Sorry, I couldn't unmute fast enough.
Don't worry. We're just chilling here.
Yeah, no, it's great. Thank you, Ardo. Really appreciate you. You always recognize everyone that is associated with you, works with you, and that's a sign of a fantastic leader, if you can tell. So thank you, Ardo, and thank you for giving me the mic, Trinka Star and Boss Fighters. It has been amazing space today to listen in and how candid conversation we are having and these amazing projects on all the hard work and different way of thinking, right, on what they are doing, like Rockstar and Ghost, um, the EV.io. So super psyched to learn more. Actually, I'm gonna go and navigate through your pages and learn more and kind of educate myself as well. So I'm Mish, and actually I'm host of World of NFTs, where we invite different people, different projects on our platform, so people can learn more. And it's just been a great honor. Part of Final Frontier, Ardo is always giving insight and always has great alpha. Not only that, he supports so many different things, and it would just be mind blowing as well. So, with that, I just wanted to thank you for giving me the mic. And if I ever can help anyone in any way, my DMs are always open, and I'm willing to do whatever it takes to help you guys within my limits.
No, please, please. Like we're glad and happy to have you here, Mish. Really nice talking to you and getting to know you. And I'm seeing your podcast. It's actually every Tuesday, right? So you just had it like 2 days ago.
Yes, so it's every Tuesday at 10 a.m. Central. And we tried the podcast. It was really hard to kind of post on different platforms. So now we are just calling it the World of NFT Show. But
Okay.
what it is that, for example, Roguestar, Boss Fighters, EV.io, uh, platforms and collections and teams like those is who we invite and give them a chance to deep dive into their project, what the team is doing pre and post mint, and then get information to the audience and have some great conversation. So that's what it's geared towards. It doesn't cost anyone anything. I just do it out of passion with my colleague, Undervalued NFT. And we thought that there is not enough education in the space. So we just wanted to provide something back to the community.
That's so nice and inspiring to hear because um as we were and Final Frontier also say like saying I wanted to ask you what's your opinion regarding the I don't want it to say it like a well what's your point of view in the women's perspective into hopping into Web3 and NFTs because as we all know, gaming is for everyone, and there's gamers everywhere. But as of this space right now, in this exact time, I just read the whole times in Discord, hi bro, hi bro, hi bro, hi bro, and not thinking about if the other person is a male or a woman. And I just wanted to have your opinion about that and how you feel about the movement that Final Frontier are now doing with the meta power version of the female empowerment inside of the NFT space and Web3.
Oh, excellent question. Thank you for asking that. And you're absolutely right. It is where when I first
Overwhelming.
yes, when I first joined, I got into this because of my husband. And he's like, I was like, what the heck is he doing? And kind of learned that this is what he was doing. So then I started learning about it and got into the crypto side, investment side, early last year, and then deep dived into NFTs June, July of 2021. And every single Discord where I got, it's like, hey, bro, hey, man.
Yes.
And I was like, how do I identify myself as a female? Because I was like, I'm not a bro. And it
Yes,
didn't
exactly.
bother me, but to a certain extent, you were absolutely right. It did bother me. And I'm like, no,
Of
I'm a
course.
girl. Like, call me what I am.
Yes, of course.
So I had reached out to several different people and um, identified. So they give few tips. So if there are other females in here, you can have your profile picture as a female. Doesn't necessarily mean you're a female at all, but in your bio, you can put she, her as a descriptive in there. So when people pull up your page, they know that that's who you are.
Yes.
So that was one thing, right? Another piece is I just want to thank Jeff for introducing me to Ardo and Final Frontier. And he's in the audience. Jeff, I met him in Mad Vikings NFT, was early October 2021. And he is just superb. I can't say enough good things about Jeff as I can't say enough good things about Ardo. And that's how I kind of got introduced. So I was welcomed with open arms into the NFT community as a
That's
female.
so good to
Yes,
hear.
it is. It. I have been blessed where I don't know what it is, but majority of the people that I got connected with, and then I quickly learned you want to be in spaces which are like minded. Like here, this space, very
Yes.
informative, very candid. There is no cursing. There is nothing wrong with cursing, bantering back and forth, but but you have
I
to
get you.
not every other word is f f f, right? Um, so you have to find those spaces where you belong or you're respected
Of
enough, and
course.
Ardo provides that with Final Frontier. And he deeply cares, has understanding of other countries, women in the other countries, and that's how Ardo and Final Frontier ties into it. Giving opportunity, like you just saw, he didn't have to identify me in the audience, but he did, and he does that every single time. So that just speaks something very highly of Final Frontier and what he says he is doing, right? So that's a huge thing. So I think, but to overall question, in Web3, Web2, Web3, women are underrepresented, and I'm not sure exactly why that is. They don't get as many opportunities as others do, but I think some may be shy, and I'm not afraid to speak up. I
That's
come
good.
I originally am from India. I live in the States. And I come from a very middle class, humble family, had one bedroom place back home, have struggled through all the way, worked at Dunkin' Donuts, KFC, name it. And
That
then
grind, that grind.
that's right, got my master's and got into healthcare. I'm at a leadership director level in one of the biggest healthcare system right now. But the thing is that I had to work for every single thing, and you can't be afraid to put your name out there and connect with the right people who will elevate you instead of not elevating you. And that's my advice to some of the women in here. Be outspoken. And if you guys need help, DM me. Final Frontier is a great, great welcoming community that you want to get into that can support you as well.
I'm so so happy to hear that because, as you said, I don't know why, but here in the space, every single time we just hear and read the word bro, bro, and nobody thinks about the other person. And I don't know if you have been inside of the Ethereum space as well, but I just wanted to tell you about a project that's called Boss Beauties. It's about women empowerment, and they were actually the first NFT project and art that was actually physically hanged inside of Wall Street, the first one. And they were also the first NFT project that was also hanged in the European Union Council. So that's that just tells you. And they also have a partnership with Marvel, and they also do weekly spaces with women inside of Apple as well. So we cannot ignore women in this space. That's impossible. And by just seeing those achievements, I don't know if you were aware of that project, but if you weren't, you should definitely check it out because they also have a in real life company which supports women empowerment. That's called I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's called Beauty Canvas, but I will definitely check it out. It's from Boss Beauties. They have an amazing project because they want to, as you, bring way more women inside of this space and empower them by just being themselves. By being queens like you are right now, like you just told us your story and how you grew up and where you are right now, and I couldn't be happier and more glad to have you here with us. So thank you for hopping and for not being shy. As you said, really liked talking to you and getting to meet you.
Thank you so much. And no, I was not aware of the project.
You should
I will definitely check it out. And a lot of the projects do give you a mic to ask you questions. But when they see, unfortunate thing is when they see like they focus on followers, and sometimes you don't get projects to come on the show, or sometimes you don't get people to give you the mic. They're like, oh, they only have 20 followers, or a couple hundred followers. And it's not about followers, it's about what the person is passionate about, what they can bring to the community, right? And it's so important. So I'll definitely go in there and see who I can network and connect with. I appreciate you.
Yes, yes. I just pinned
Thank
a
you.
their pinned tweet here, and it just says Hello, Boss Beauties reminder: women can be everything they want to be, and that's just the CEO of the project, um, giving a speech with her son, with no, with her daughter actually, just because that's it, it's so dumb just to think that just because we're male we can do way more stuff than you, because I live in Mexico, and here you would not believe the type of mentality that a lot of people have just by being male. Like I don't want to say bad things, but here just daily 10 women get killed just because of being women, you know. And that's why I am really aware of women empowerment projects, because I have sister, I have a mother, and just by seeing how society treats them, it's impossible for me to not do something, about it, and to inform myself way more, and to bring way more women like you up in these type of spaces, just because these little steps of just chatting and having a conversation really helps us and all the people in the space to change our mentalities into being way more inclusive. So thank you for sharing, all of you, what you just shared. And please, if anyone wants, like any women inside of the space here wants to ask something, speak up, please just raise your hand. Just because we will definitely bring you up here.
Hey, Trinkster, thank you so much for that. I
Yes.
mean, like, I salute you, and to the projects in the room and to those on the stage. Always, you know, be be cognizant of the fact that don't cut off your community. Be open to the women, right? Be open to the women, and also we've dealt with personal examples, and that's why I stand, no matter the lashes I take for it, that, I don't care what nation you're from, I don't care what your background is, you have a safe place in the final frontier. Months ago, we had a lady from Malaysia who was in a space, or in an event with us. He can go on inside, and she comes up to speak, and she says, "Thank you so much for having me here in your guild. Where I'm from, I'm not allowed to speak amongst men.
What?
And this is the first time I've been able to share my thoughts and opinions amongst men and not be um, in trouble for it. This is what's going on. And we have to do better, men,
Of
because it's not
course.
okay.
No.
And in the final frontier, that's definitely not okay. So, to all the ladies in the audience, you do have a safe place to game with us. You do have a safe place to commune with us, to speak with us, to share what's going on in your life and in your world. And to those, this is why we created Meta Power. It is a safe place for you to share your passions, your arts, your goals, your dreams, your story, right? Your story matters. Um, and then, Tim, I don't know if Tim is able to come up, Trinkster, but
Yes.
uh, talk about a downtime right now with this market, and for him to be doing something huge for the youth through adults for financial literacy. I think that's big, especially with gaming, right? You have so many people who they'll go out and get a loan to buy gaming assets. That's not the right way, right? Do it the right way so that you can enjoy these games uh, during these downtimes, during the bad times in the world.
Yes. I just invited him to speak up here. Tim, if you could check here right now your notification. I just invited you to speak, so you can hop in and just join us. Yes, please. And just another just one more quick alpha about the project I just told you all about, Boss Beauties. They were the first, well, last week they were the first ever NFT partnering with Instagram. We know that Instagram will show NFTs as Twitter is doing right now, and Boss Beauties was actually the first ever project to be shown in Instagram as a actual NFT. I just pinned the tweet here for all of you can see it. so we can see that there's actually no barriers if you're a male or a woman. There's actually no barriers. Just we're just all people. That's all. Period. So yeah, Tim, I just invited you again, and please, Mish.
I know. I was just gonna invite if Boss Fighters, Roguestar, EV.io. I see Evil Plan down there. I have seen them on Blockstars spaces as well. If you guys are up to and would like to be on the Tuesday World of NFTs, we would love to have you. It's not a requirement or anything, but if that's something you guys would like to do, I would more than happy to have you guys over there.
I would love to. I would love to.
Thank you.
Sick, sick. Like this type of network is actually what we're in here for, to get to meet way more people, new perspectives, new projects, for all of us to join together as one, uh, because we're all looking to the same direction, you know? So I'm really glad that, for example, right now, Mish, you got the chance to have way more guests inside of your podcast, in your day weekly podcast. So that's exactly what these types of spaces are, guys. So thank you for showing us uh the type of example that we're looking for in here, Mish. Really, I really appreciate it. And if anyone wants to speak up here, please raise your hands and just ask for me to hop you on, guys, here, because we're open to everyone here.
Yes. I don't know. I probably need to message him. He might
Yes,
be at an
he
event.
just, yeah, he just messaged me that he can't right now, but he is loving the conversation. But right now isn't possible to join to talk.
Yeah, and you know something important uh, that I think gaming guilds need to know, because in the blockchain gaming space, gaming guilds are going to be the pillars that help stand up these marvelous projects such as Roguestar, such as Boss Fighter, such as EV.io, to get to know your people, right? At
Exactly.
any given time, I know who's working with these games or if I'm doing it directly, right? I was directly involved with Roguestar. Agravane was involved for Boss Fighters. Moonman is one of my pro gamers and advocates. Mish helps with our Women's Empowerment Forum, and so does Nassim. And Mighty Falenka is one of our great people that works with the magazines. Jeff Weeks is one of the Four Horsemen. Moji is one of our um, premier graphic artists. So all the beautiful things you see, he helps with that. And
Sick.
get to know your people. Any of my gamers who are significantly playing or involved, I know exactly what each one of them are doing. And that is important.
So, it's so good to hear you say that, because I, like, in my perspective, the more human a project is, because companies and projects are breathing, living people, and the more human we treat each other and get to know each other, the better the future will look for us all. You know, and that's exactly the type of mentality that I love to hear inside of these spaces, because we just need to connect with us all, get to know each other, hear new perspectives, learn something new every single day, for us to go into a brighter future. And right now we have the Moon Man here with us. How are you, bro?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for letting me up here. Um,
Glad to
yeah,
have
this
you
is
here.
yeah. This has been a crazy space. This is like some of the heavy hitters in the game. I want to give a big shout out to Boss Fighters for hosting this, because back when they had their little trial game, I got an opportunity to play that, and I was talking to the dev, and honestly, I've never seen a VR slash blockchain game slash all the above do it so well. and I think that's going to be a pretty big game in the future, and I think there's a huge market for it. And then also, being a space lover and being Moon Man, I think that Rogue Star's got something really, really, really crazy going on. Um, I think that some people in the space industry and the blockchain game got to watch out because the Moon Man will definitely be doing a 24-hour stream once we get a full game there. So I'm looking for that. The combat demo was hilarious. I was having a great time. It took me literally like 10 tries to beat it, maybe even more. Everybody
Whoa.
was laughing. We were having a good time. And then the race demo, there was like a little hack that you could do to get like the fastest time, and that was a really fun time. And then another big shout out I want to give is to EV.io. I literally play this game every single day. I'm trying to onboard as many people from the AAA space um, into that game as well as trying to collect a bunch of players that maybe want to join the Final Frontier and see what we got going on here. So, these three games literally I think are going to be pillars in the future when it comes to onboarding AAA gamers as well as just making a very fun game for a lot of blockchain gamers. So I just want to give my hats off to all three of you guys. I think you guys are building something amazing, and I won't take up too much time. Thank you so much for letting me come up here. And I'm about to go live on ev.io if anybody wants to come and tune in and see what this browser game's all about. Thank you guys.
Thank you. Thank you for your support. That really matters a lot. Looking forward for you trying to play boss fighters for 24 hours straight. Good luck with that, especially
Yes.
VR.
Yeah, that'll be crazy, right? VR, 24 hours. I think there's videos on YouTube where people do like 24 hours in a VR room, right? With the headset on, so it's probably super dangerous. Maybe I won't do that, but I'll do it. I'll do it as the player, right? Shooting the person with the VR. But yeah, no, you guys are building something amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Moon Man is definitely dedicated, and and yes, it is true. We did get a guild package for boss fighters, and so our members have a chance to earn. And Trinkster, we do things different here in the Final Frontier. So we're a hybrid organization. We work in traditional games as blockchain. We are an official LLC. We do have a token, but it's for the community,
That's
right? So that
nice.
the community can revolve an earning system through competitions, contests, airdrops, connections to our future projects. And then also with Roguestar, we were fortunate enough to have a Hyperion pass, and I was there for the mint. I don't even think it was 2 minutes. I think it was more like 30 seconds for for the private sale. I was like, oh my God, the
Whoa.
people are minting these so quick. And then it was just like everything was sold out. And I said, you know what?
It's two more.
That's big. That's big. And then the public sale was the same thing. And so what we have with Roguestar is an ability for our members to earn, but in a different way. And so I don't want a system in totality where um, our member or we're earning off the backs of our members. So we do have our scholarship stuff, right? We will have a scholarship program, but we're not a scholarship guild in totality. Some of these assets for my teams who are dedicated, they go to them so that they can earn and not have to figure out how much they have to give back to the guild. Because especially when prices in the market come down into a bear market, that $20 or $50 a day you might have been earning in the game might be 50 cents to $2 now.
Yeah,
And you have to
true.
give part of that to us? I don't think so. So Roguestar and Boss Fighters and EV.io are affording us the ability to change the game and how gamers earn. And we have our casual gamers, but our most dedicated gamers that are on official teams for Boss Fighters, EV.io, Roguestar, Star Atlas, they will actually be promoting, streaming. We will be putting their content on our official YouTube channel and on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn. So this is more than just a guild that participates casually. We're doing this professionally, and People like Moon Man help us take it to the next level. Beautiful souls like Mish help the world see that we are a safe place for female gamers.
Yes. Bro, this is exactly what the spaces are for. To empower everyone to create, to go for more, believe in themselves, and like you said, to be here for everyone, because that's exactly what we're right now here for. And I am so glad that I can, like, that everyone here let me be, like, is letting me be a part of this, just this conversation, this moment, this exact moment of just sharing our visions to a brighter future. I couldn't be more blessed and thankful to all of you for letting me be here. And bro, which has been here for all a little bit more than 90 minutes, and I think uh, like there would be no problems for us to continue. But yeah, I'm really really glad to be part of this. Thank you all. And if anyone has any more questions, or wants to speak up, or to comment, to come in and join us, please raise your hands. Otherwise, I think as of right now, yes, please, boss fighters, Vadim.
Yeah, that was an amazing Twitter Spaces. I really enjoyed every bit of this conversation. I would just like to add that this is exactly what we need in the Web3, in the gaming, and hearing what you all saying about how you navigate through the space, how you navigate through the bear market, what your goals are in terms of how you can onboard new players, how we can expand to the general gaming community, like the 3 billion gamers, going free to play, allowing users and mm, making an inclusive space for everyone. This is exactly what we need, and that's exactly what Boss Fighters is also doing. It is a free to play game. That's what we have to do right now. Yeah, because we need to bring more gamers to the Web3 space. And the very cool thing that Web3 space has right now, and because it is in its core, which the philosophy, uh, it is the community, um,
Yes.
the energy and the vibe of the community. This is what actually matters. And when we bring those free to play, those general gaming audience that are not into NFTs, but they just really like gaming, and when they see the amazing community that we're building here, we can get so much more out of this, and we can benefit all together. So I really like that everyone is basically on the same page, and we're trying to do the same thing for the greater good. Thank you all.
Love hearing this. Love hearing this. So if everyone's okay, I think we could wrap it up. If anyone has any final thoughts to share, please, we're very open. Um, but if not, I would. Yes, yes, yes. Please, bro.
Yeah, first of all, big props to Mustache Dave for showing up, a celebrity of the gaming space. Thank you for everything that you do for gamers. It goes without saying that, tournaments and publicity, commentary, things like this help gamers take, their story that they've built, their um, their publicity to the next level. We do have some alpha to drop on the lucky
Yes.
people who showed up today. So we will be hosting future tournaments for EV.io, Rogue Star, and eventually Boss Fighters. Uh, in addition to us um, working out a connection to the sports initiative where professional athletes, Olympic athletes, youth athletes have a chance to have an earning through gaming. And because of the new law, they're able to own the rights to their name and likeness for the first time ever. And as a former professional athlete, I didn't have that at that time, right? Someone else owned my name and likeness. Um, and so, addition to that, we are going to be bringing a Web 2, Web 3, 2D, 3D experience. Imagine sitting down at the bar, but not just as an avatar, being able to speak to me. But when you look up at the little TV screen above the sports bar, you're watching Rogue Star commercials.
Whoa.
You're watching Rogue Star players. You turn to the left in the big screen and you see Moonman streaming EV.io, right? And in the corner, you have the staff from Boss Fighters having a business meeting at the round table. So we're definitely bringing a new experience coming soon.
Props to that, and couldn't be more bullish on that, bro. Thanks for sharing that alpha for those who sticked with us through these almost 2 hours. But thank you for dropping that as well, and really glad to have you, Mustache Dave, here with us. Really glad to have you here, and happy to meet you. Well, not meet you, but just happy to have you here in spirit and hearing us talk. So please, Roguestar, thank you for being here with us. Mish, I really loved uh, getting to know you, your thoughts, your visions, what you've been going, like your hustle. I take off my hat. Really take off my hat. I will be listening every Tuesday to your podcast. I am more than glad to hop in and speak there whenever. I would love to. The Moonman, I will definitely be looking for your 24-hour stream. EV.io, good side, bro. The easy way to play a game is how you're doing it. So props to that. Final Frontier, I couldn't tell more about all of the alpha and vision and mentality that you just shared with us. It's just amazing. I take off my hat. And Boss Fighters, Vadim, really, I'm really appreciative and thankful that you let me host this space and be a part of this exact moment in Web3 history in the gaming events. So I would like to close it up if everyone's okay with it. So really appreciative and thankful that you guys let me be your host for the evening. I'm Rodrigo, aka Trinkster in the NFT space. Remember everything. Every time your mentality defines your reality. So have an amazing day, an amazing week. Sending you all love. Goodbye. Signing out. Peace.